really busy day today. I think we need to have a bit of fun. And for that, we need some old trousers. I asked my son for a pair of old trousers that he was throwing out, and he gave me these. These look better than the ones I wear for gardening in. But actually, they've got a hole in the captain's quarters, so I'm not going to feel too bad about it. Now, this activity is great if you've got a fence or a balcony or even just a front doorstep. And I'll show you why. You need an old pair of trousers, as I've said, and I'm going to attach it to my fence so that I can show you how to make your own. You could use string. I've got cable ties, and that helps it to be really strong. But use whatever you've got. Just thread it through the loop and attach it to the fence. If you're making this to go on your step or just in your garden, then see if you can attach it to something like an old chair, garden chair, but make sure it doesn't fall over. And then once it's made, you can move it to wherever you want it to go. Okay, nearly there. We've made these at nursery to stand next to our fence, and because the fence is taller, actually I've got them standing up, but this one I've decided to give him a rest and let him sit on the bucket. So whatever length you want your trousers to be, put a cable tie or tie some string around the bottom of the leg. About the same there. And then we're going to stuff the legs to make them look a little bit more real. There we go. Now, I have used bottles that go right to the bottom, and that's great because that fills it up straight away, but also it gives it a bit of weight so it doesn't fall over. And I've just put a little bit of water in, and that's fine. And if you're cycling all around and push bikes, or you're playing football and you bump it, it doesn't matter. It's not going to break. That's pretty good. If I didn't have bottles, I could use some plastic. Just happen to have this on the plot. So let's pad him out a bit. I could use carrier bags. I don't usually use plastic, but actually, when this is all done with and I've finished with it, I can recycle everything that's in here. Is that going to work? I think so. Ah, I know you guys, I found a little bit. That's even better. Look, I can put it. Ha ha, that's better. If it doesn't look right, change it. There we go. I could use milk bottles. It doesn't matter if he's got knobbly knees. I know someone with knobbly knees. It could be quite fun. But if I use the plastic, I can hopefully, she says, go on, down you go. Push it down. Or maybe, let's have a look. Oh, that's not too bad. And I might make him sit smart like we do in the classroom. I might make him stand up. I shall decide. There we go. And then, whew, that was hard work. I'm going to put some compost on top. Now, when you have a look on the internet, some people fill the trouser legs with compost as well. I haven't got that much compost. And like I say, when I finish with it, I can either just empty it out and recycle everything, or I could save it and do it again next year. It doesn't matter. And I'm going to cheat a little bit. I've got my bag of compost already. I'm just going to sit it in the top there. I might undo the trousers to make it a bit easier. Let's see if I can get that in there. There might be too much plastic. I might have to take a drop out. In you go. Woo. Golly, these are tricky trousers. There we go. Zipping back up. Do you know, we grew potatoes in our trousers at nursery last year. And when it was time to harvest the potatoes, all I did was snip him off the fence and tip the trousers out. Funniest thing ever. There we go. Leave that there. There's my sword. I can smarten that up later. If I had an old belt, I could put it through the loops, like that, and secure it to my fence. But actually, I need this belt. I could leave it just as it is, or I could zhuzh it up a bit with a bag made into a belt. It goes through the loop, through the fence, bring it round. And actually that's quite nice because it will match the colour of my flowers. There we go. I shall do a jaunty bow, smarten that up, and that will just help it make a bit stronger at the back here. There we go. And now I've got to decide what to plant. You could put in some of our little easy flowers. You know the ones, you just sprinkle them on top and zhuzh the soil up a bit. Nice and easy, nothing too tall. Nasturtiums are ideal because you can get trailing varieties. They're quite big seeds as well, so that's really good for our little ones because you just put them on top and push them down, just like that. And when they grow, they will trail all down the front, so that's quite a nice one. But for me, because I don't know how often I'm going to be able to get up here, I decided to go for begonia corms. These are quite nice from my cheap shop. And these don't need too much watering. They look after themselves, quite small, and I just push them in. It says on the instructions about 10 centimetres deep. But what do I always tell you? Mother Nature will sort it out. So I'm just going to push those in. Another pack here. They're funny things, but they make the most beautiful display of colours. Just like that. Put another one in just there. You could put bedding plants in. Now these are busy lizzies and these are begonias, and they're nice because they don't need much watering. They look after themselves, they don't mind it too hot. So I could just push them out like this. You can see the roots growing there. Beautiful. And just tuck them in the top. That's quite nice, isn't it? Got another use for these, so I'm going to save those for another activity. There are plenty of little shops about that are still selling these little bedding plants and hanging basket plants, and all these little businesses need our help at the moment. Once the garden centres are open, they'll be glad of our help as well. So if you want to save this for later on in the year, you could do. We could have winter flowering pansies in there and daffodil bulbs that will come through in the spring. You decide. The only thing he needs now is a pair of shoes. These belong to Mr. H. I hope he doesn't need them. And I'm just going to tuck the bottom of the trousers inside, like sit smart now. Ta-da! What do you think? That's fun, isn't it? I like it. I can't wait for the charity shops to be open again, because I know that I could get trousers, shoes and a belt or an old tie for next to nothing. So if you want to wait and do this activity, you can. Have fun!